It's talk time. That's right. This preview is going to be about the match coming up tomorrow night between Grimsby Town and Salford City. The very first meeting ever between both clubs. This is going to be it's going to be an interesting kind of preview because I haven't really got a lot. Obviously, there's no history between Grimsby and Salford. All the years that Salford have been around as a club and all the years that Grimsby Town have been around as a club, we've never met. So it's going to be a completely new challenge for us as fans and as a club as well. I can tell you a little bit about Salford. They are called the Ammies, and they play at the Peninsula Stadium, about 5 miles away from Old Trafford. Obviously, they have the famous class of '92 involved with them, and they're a good little run club. They aren't to be taken lightly, but I think what's been found out already by Salford is that playing in the Football League is completely different to what they've played in the past. Which isn't the club's fault. It's just the way it is. As you go up in level, it gets more difficult. The bookies had them, I believe, second or third favourite to get promoted. They don't even win League Two, and I thought that was being a little bit harsh to the established sides in the league, like the Exeters, like us, like Carlisle, like Mansfield, all these teams that are established in League Two, and all of a sudden the bookies are going, Salford are gonna win this league, or at least be in the top three because of the input that is in there. As I said before already, the class of '92 have been in there for around about, I believe it's 5 years now, 5-6 years they've been involved with Salford, and believe it or not, they have put their money where their mouth is. They have invested in squads for Salford, week in, week out, year in, year out. And they've got a good established league manager in Graham Alexander. Everything's good for Salford. The one thing I would say in Salford's challenge is that they've never come up against every team is full time. Obviously through the non-league ranks, and as the lads of Man U will know, they would have been playing part-time teams, so they were bringing sometimes league quality strikers into the non-league, and they were always gonna, I wouldn't say dominate because they didn't dominate the conference, but in the lower levels they were always dominating the leagues. I think it was 5 promotions out of 6 years before they got into the National League, and then they got up. Everyone thought they were going to win the league, and they didn't, but they did get through the playoffs with a win in the final against Fylde. So it was a bit of a, it's been a real rise for Salford, and you've got to give everybody involved with Salford all the credit in the world. I think they are finding life in League Two a little bit more of an expectation, a little bit more shocking. I think a lot of they probably thought, no, we're going to coast it, but we'll be up there again, and I think now they're hitting the reality check. I think there's a reality sitting in at Salford to go, when we're not the, we're not the ones here. You know, we've got some tough teams. We've got to learn to grit out results at a higher standard than what we've played before. But one thing I think we have to do again is respect them, and I think it's going to be a tough challenge. A very, very small stadium. I think they can only hold around about 6,000, 6,000, I think, minimum. So it's going to be a new experience for us as a club, and it'll be a new experience for me. Obviously, I've never been to Salford. I've obviously been to Manchester, but I've never been to Salford, so it'll be interesting as to see what the ground is like from the inside. What I would say is that they have got some, they have got some real quality. I mean, they got Adam Rooney, who they got in from the Scottish Prem, and they've got Richie Towell, who was injured. But they have got some quality at Salford, so you have to kind of realise that they aren't going to be pushovers, but they haven't won since the opening day against Stevenage. They've actually struggled to get results. So I'm just going to read you their last 6 results. They have drew. Put it this way: they have drew 5 of their last 6 games. They've drew with Vale, with Plymouth, with Carlisle, with Orient, and with Morecambe, and losing on Saturday to Cheltenham at home. So they've been solid, I suppose. I mean, to say you've played 8 times, you've only lost once. And well, not 3 of their draws have been 2-2s. So they definitely know where the net is. They just haven't quite got that winning feeling yet. I think all I can say mainly about Salford in the non-league is the fact that they took the non-league by storm. Once Class 92 got involved, it was just all... It was up and up. At each level, they kept going up every year or every other year. They were winning a promotion. Now they're in with the big boys, shall we say, where, as I said before, every team in League 2 is full-time. So they're not going to have easy games. And I hate to say this about a lot of the Class of 92, they don't know what it's like at this level. They've never played at this level. So that they wouldn't, really have experienced this level of football. They're obviously used to always playing top flight, and that's what they've always done. I think Salford, in general, for the season, I think they'll finish mid-table. I mean, that's something around about 15th. I really do feel as though they'll finish somewhere around there. They do look a good outfit. They look strong. They look like they're understanding with each other. Obviously, I've seen a bit of disappointment with the fans, but I think what the fans have got to realise of Salford is the fact that you've had such a rise. Salford have had such a rise through the ranks of non-league, now going into the Football League, that maybe they've hit a slight plateau. Maybe they're just levelling off at the minute. You can't say they haven't had some good results, and obviously getting their very first win on the opening day. I don't know if it may have given their supporters false sense of security. I don't know. Probably thinking, it's going to be a breeze, but we should be in the top half of the table. You just never know. But I think they're getting a slight reality check. As for Grimsby, there's no real New injury concerns for us. Matt Green was ill. He missed out on the Oldham draw. But hopefully he'll be involved at some point tomorrow. Obviously, he'd like to be with it being his former side, who he left in the summer to come and join Grimsby. On Grimsby, all I'd say at the minute, I'm loving the fight this squad has got. But I was saying after the match on Saturday, we can't keep doing this. We can't keep going behind the way that we are and keep trying to claw it back. But at the same time, I look at it and go, we've picked up points this year that we wouldn't have picked up the year before. Like the draw with Colchester, like the draw on Saturday. We were 2-0 down with 24 minutes to go, and we still pulled the draw out of the hat, basically. You know, it was like pulling a rabbit out of the hat. We actually did that with Ludwig Omen's first goal for the club, which I'm over the moon for Ludwig to have gotten. And Jordan Cook showing his worth. I believe that Jordan should start tomorrow against Salford, because he just brings something to the side when he comes on, and when he plays, he just adds a sort of work rate that we have work rate all the way around, but he sort of has this kind of composure around the pitch and around the box, and he knows how to finish. Like I said, my only criticism of Jordan Cook was, has he got goals in him? And he needs to sort of strengthen his shot to goal ratio. And the more goals he picks up, with his work rate, it'll be top player for us, really. And he's showing that, because like I've said before with Jordan in these past videos, that Jordan is no one can question the effort the lad puts in and sort of things, the sort of things that he does. You know, he's always there. He's willing to fight for the ball. He's running to the last minute if he starts. He doesn't stop running for 90 minutes. When he's on, he tries to make an impact when he's on. My only thing I would say is we have got to stop. I would say stop conceding first, because we got found out with Crewe. Crewe was the only game where I would say that we would have finally beaten. We were the lesser side, and it was obvious, and it was proven. So I think, but if we take Saturday's game into account, that was a game we should have lost. We've still come away with a point. Heading to Salford tomorrow, I said no real injury news or concerns. Still the same. I think we've got a battling quality that we haven't had for ages. And I think he'll probably keep a lot of the same side, but I'd probably drop Jordan in as my only change. Probably Jordan on for Max. If Matt is not well enough to start, I would definitely put Jordan in that three with Hanson and Ogbu, and put Maxie back on the bench. Probably Hewitt dropped as well. But what I like about it, I like the options that we're having at Grimsby at the minute, and what we would be able to do or can do. I'll give a score prediction. I think a score prediction for this one, it's going to be tight. I'm going to go 2-1 to Town. I do think. I'm going to say 2-1, but I'll say again, wouldn't surprise me if we got a draw. But I think if Town can score first, I think we'll go on to win that one. This one, again, is another one where I think the first goal is crucial. Like it was on Saturday, Oldham, the first goal. I looked at the game back between us and Oldham, and I didn't think we started all that well. We started better than I thought. I know we had the early chance with Hansen, which I think even James would know he should have done better. But I looked at it and I thought, while I was there, I was thinking, we're not playing that well, are we? I looked back on the match and I could see that we did. For about 15 minutes or so, we were, before they scored, we were the better side. We were creating chances, and then we just dipped. And I think it was the shock of probably going behind, because the defending for Oldham's goal was not good, and it was sloppy defending. But again, great determination. So I think Salford are in for a tricky one. I think we're in for a tricky one. So, like I said, my score prediction is Grimsby Town 2, Salford City 1. And I think that every game in this league is going to be tough. There's no easy game in this league, but I also believe there's nobody to fear either. It's going to be a very, very competitive league. I can say that I'm going to the next 3 games, and then I'm getting a game off. The game I won't be going to is Exeter. One or two other things I'd like to mention about this upcoming game with Salford. Not only is it going to be the first time we go to Salford, also I couldn't believe what I was seeing when information about ticket sales had been announced. We've just gone to Oldham this past Saturday. Now, yes, I understand Manchester is not that far. You know, you're not travelling a great deal, but probably around about 1,000 fans are travelling on a Tuesday night. This is what makes it so shocking. It's only Manchester, but this is a Tuesday night, and we could be about to take around about 1,000 fans to a place we've never been. That just shows the confidence that the fans have got in the side. They want to be there, and it's going to be a difficult game. It's going to be a tough game. What's your thoughts on the game? What's your score prediction for the game? Give me a score prediction. What do you think the score is going to be between Salford and Grimsby? That's going to be it for this little preview and a little bit of a review of Oldham. And I'll be back on Thursday. It'll be a lot more thorough preview as we host Macclesfield for the 3rd time in a month after the called off cup tie, but in the league this time, and I'm back for a review of that. A little information on the podcast. I'm going to be bringing it round about the new year. I've decided I'm going to put the podcast back to the new year, due to the fact that I've had other things happening, and we're going to start that in the new year, and there will be other things coming up on this channel as well, so look out for things. I'll be back for more previews, but as I said, in the new year the Up the Miners podcast will get started. I'm actually going to pencil in a date in the next week or so as to when I'm going to put out the first podcast, but it will not be this side of Christmas, for other things that I have going on and trying to organise certain things and myself as well. So that will not be happening till the new year, but that is coming. I do promise anybody that's looking forward to that, it is coming probably just after the Salford game on New Year's Day. So around about early January, we should have the first one up and running. If we can get it out sooner, we will get it out sooner. But that is my plan, just after Christmas. But anyway, do leave your score predictions below. Let me know who you think is going to win tomorrow night. Are you going tomorrow night? If you are, what are your thoughts on the game? If you're not, and you're going to watch it on IPTV or you're going to watch it on iFollow, what's your predictions? What do you think? Are you looking forward to the game? And what do you think of Grimsby's start to the season? After Macclesfield, I'm going to give you an early season review the day after Macclesfield, so I will definitely be doing that as well. My early 2-month preview of Grimsby's season, I'll try and get somebody in for that as well. But as I said, yep, so I've got a lot of things I'm starting to brew the kettle with, and get it going. So working on that. But I will be back for another preview this week with Macclesfield. But yeah, what's your opinion on the game? Who do you think is going to do it? Who's going to score? Are you looking forward to it? If you're not going, are you going to be watching it on another platform? And let me know. Let's try and get something going here. And if there's anything you want me to touch on, do let me know in the comments, or do let me know, any way you can, and I will try and make these videos as well more entertaining for you as well. So yeah, that is my preview for Salford versus Grimsby at the Peninsula Stadium on Tuesday at 7:45. If you're going, like me, good on you, up the Mariners, and let's let them get back 3 points. If you're not, but you were going to be watching the game on some kind of platform, enjoy. Let's hope the lads can bring it back for us, and let's carry on this good feeling. I'm liking it so far. So I will see you near the weekend for the preview for Macclesfield, and we'll see you then. Oh, one thing I must just mention. The women's game on the 29th. On Sunday the 29th, I believe, has actually been moved to Blundell Park. Now, for that reason, I may just pop down to see how the girls get on in their second fixture, and I just pop down, and if I do, I'll do a little preview for them as well. So I will see you guys very, very soon. I do hope you enjoy the game tomorrow. Hopefully, pick up 3 points, up the Mariners, and I'll see you guys later.